how to get rich reselling sneakers. Today, we're gonna talk to the owner of not one, not two, but 3 sneaker stores. If you want free reimagined Bred 4s or any shoe you see right here, all you gotta do is subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on Instagram at Rare Quality Clothing. And comment your Instagram name and you're locked in. So I'm here with Justin from the Heat Check in Lancaster Park City Mall. You also have Legacy, is that what the t-shirt is?
Legacy, New York, American Dream coming too.
Oh yeah, oh, a third store as well?
Yep.
Is that gonna be in New York or Lancaster?
It's American Dream Mall. It's actually East Rutherford, New Jersey. So it's literally about 5 minutes away from our New York store, but it's the biggest mall in America.
Yeah, yep. So. Everyone calls New Jersey, New York. New York Got Sold takes place in New Jersey. It's crazy. So.
Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey, and they're called New York. So
that's great. First off, how did you start the sneaker store, bro? What made you want to get started selling sneakers?
Just a passion for it. I always had the passion of collecting and buying what I saw on TV. So this goes back to 1996 when I actually started going after shoes I was like seeing on TV, like Penny Hardaway, Michael Jordan, Ken Griffey, Dion. Yeah. Seeing what they were wearing. Like, we didn't have internet and stuff back then. There was no social media, so like we relied on the East Bay magazine to come in the mail, and then like, oh, this is how I can get the shoe.
Yep.
So started from that. Started from a passion of collecting. Got to a point where my dad would give me like 3 pairs of shoes a year. So once I was able to start working at 14 years old, I would work, and then every 2 weeks I would try to buy a shoe or save up money. And it got to the point where I would buy 3 pairs, I would sell 2 of them on eBay, and it would pay for my pair, and I was just building my collection up slowly. And then I started looking at it more as a business, I would say in like 2010. There still wasn't really hardly any stores like this around, so I started a website, theheatcheck.com, started that in 2011.
No one had sneaker websites back then.
Not resale sites. It was tough to find them.
That's crazy.
So started that. I kind of relied on that for as long as possible. I was able to pay off most of the managers within like a 50-mile radius here, so I was getting a lot of inventory. It started getting tougher around like 2015. StockX was starting to switch over from countlless and turn into StockX, and
I remember that.
Facebook Marketplace was starting to actually blow up, and they started coming out with Facebook groups. So a lot more competition, and I really couldn't compete with the people that didn't have overhead. Where I have 100 pairs, and I'm trying to sell like a retro for like a $50 markup, and somebody that buys it on Saturday can't sell by Monday. They're doing it for retail plus shipping, so it's like
the younger kids and stuff.
Big time. So I ended up opening my first store later that year in 2015.
Was that downtown Lancaster City? You said that was that? Or?
No, it was like 2 miles away from here. It wasn't downtown. It was on one of our busier streets called Columbia Avenue. It was like in a strip mall.
Oh yeah. So that wasn't at this mall. That was just a standalone location.
Yeah, it was like a strip mall. Started there. A year after we had that store open, I ended up going out to Minnesota, the Mall of America. At that time, it was the biggest mall in the world. It was a mall I visited a couple times as a kid, so I wanted to try that out.
So you didn't have any connections out there? That was the main reason, just because it was the biggest mall in the world? You just went for it?
Yeah, so I was just like, we had a good start with the store here, and saw an opportunity there, so we figured we'd try it out. Only worked for about 20 months. Probably could have stayed there longer, but having to fly back and forth. I had my second child at that time. Plus I had the store here, so it was tough. Like, there was times where I would have somebody quit or not show up, and I gotta like go get on the plane that same day. And handle that. So closed that store.
I can imagine rent for the largest mall in America is probably pretty expensive too.
No, it actually wasn't as bad as you would think. We had a tiny store. Like what we're in right now is a little over 4,000 square feet. What I had there was like 800 square feet. So I think my rent was maybe 3,000.
Oh yeah.
So it's not as bad as you would think. So we had that, closed it down. Right after we closed that down, we ended up actually getting into the mall here, which is what we wanted to be initially. So we got in the mall here, and then a couple different locations in the mall. This is our biggest location that we've had so far. We've been in this location for about 2 years. Opened another business with one of my best friends, and we call that Legacy. So it's a completely separate store, same concept, but bringing in a friend of mine, we wanted to kind of branch out and not piggyback off of what this was. So we did that.
So does the store in New York do pretty good up there? Or?
It does good. It's kind of like everything else right now. I mean, a lot of people are struggling. You see a lot of people closing down, so it's kind of you got to pivot. You got to find your strengths. I mean, it's good, but I mean, we're in front of the Empire State Building there. So when you thought Mall of America was like a high rent, like think high, think super high, and then think higher than that when you think about New York. So it's like
that's crazy.
You
pay for that foot traffic, all those thousands of people, I guess.
Literally every day, but it's all we get is tourists because where we're at, we're in front of the Empire State Building, so we're in Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
Locals don't go to Midtown; they go to Soho. So if they're gonna go look for sneakers, they're going to Stadium Goods, Flight Club and stuff, and they're going to Soho where it's not as populated. They don't have to worry about tourists and all the extra traffic that you get on like 34th Street. So I mean, we're right up the street from Macy's, the biggest store in the world.
Oh yeah.
So dealing with that and
the big Christmas Macy's does, they decorate for Christmas and all.
Yeah, that's where the parade's at and everything. So
oh,
beautiful location, but it's definitely a different clientele, and it's never the same. Like today we could be dominated by like a bunch of Germans in there. Tomorrow might be a bunch of people from Portugal. Next day might be people from Greece. So it's just people from all over the world, depending on when they're taking holiday and vacation and stuff like that. So it's good, but we're still trying to figure our way out there and try to maximize our potential.
Oh yeah. I think with people from all different countries, they might not be sneakerheads. They might just want to come in and look and then walk back out. So that's what's crazy about it.
And the stuff they buy is just, it's different. Like we have some of the rarest shoes in the world there. Obviously all the stuff that you see behind us we have there, but these tourists are coming in, they want runners, they want like Sambas, or they want some cheap dunks and stuff that like is $150, $200 price point, where it's just like, man, like we have no choice but to have a little bit of everything in that store. Like we can't just key on the retro crowd or the dumb crowd. Like we gotta have everything.
You get the Soleil Himmelberry Crocs and the weird stuff like that.
Those and New Balances now are starting to pick up big time.
People want the weirdest
Sambas,
things.
Superstars. I mean, it's
the Yeezy Pods, dude. The $20.
We didn't touch those yet. I don't think we're gonna touch those.
Oh yeah.
I seen somebody wearing them the other day. It's kind of unique, but
I was not gonna pay $200, but when I saw them for $20, I had to grab one pair.
Yeah, test it out, see what it is.
What do you think the rarest player exclusive pair of shoes you've ever had is or was? You still have it. I know you said you had the Travis Scott Friends and Family Jordan 4.
Yeah, so I have that. I mean, that wouldn't even be one of the top rare ones we had.
Crazy. Is that like the purple one? Is that the color of the 4? Or is it
no, I mean there's you have mocha, you have purple, you have like a charcoal. There's so many different variations of that Travis Friends and Family. I actually have just like the Carolina blue, like same as the release that came out, and it just has Nike Air in the back.
Oh wow!
So that's the pair I have. I have a 12 and a half of those sitting at home.
That's crazy.
I had a couple different shoes that were like literally one of one. So it's like there was a shoe, many people know LeBron 8 Miami Night low top. The designer and the guy that was in charge of ordering samples and stuff like that, they came up with a LeBron 8 Miami Night high top, one of one. I ended up getting my hands on that. To stick with the LeBron 8s, there was a lot of people expected LeBron to win the MVP that year. That was his first year in Miami. A lot of people were upset with him with that move. So voters didn't seem to go LeBron's way, and they ended up going with Derrick Rose as the MVP. So anyone that knows a lot about samples Ps and even some of like the retros and stuff that released, Nike makes these shoes months in advance and stuff like that. So sometimes like that where they're making something, commemorate a special occasion or an accomplishment or an accolade, if it doesn't happen, they destroy that shoe. So that shoe was supposed to be destroyed. There's two different variations. There was like a black swoosh and a white swoosh, had MVP on the back. I ended up getting 4 pairs of each color of that variation, so
that's crazy.
Sold those for a lot of money over the years. But
that's crazy. So they're all sold? You got it all?
Yeah, they were all size 9. So when you get like a look-see sample like that, they're always usually made size 9.
Yeah.
I can't wear it. I'm a size 12, so it had some sentimental value to me because I had like every LeBron MVP shoe that was ever seen.
Yeah.
So I like to have that collection, but the money some of these buyers over in Asia started offering for that once they seen Sneaker News and stuff put it up when I showed it.
What advice, I guess, do you have anybody looking to open up a sneaker store? Should they not open up one in this day and age? Should they stay online, or try to go for like a cheap rent or something?
I would advise against it, and this isn't coming from like a hater standpoint. I would just say, like, seeing the struggles that many of my peers are going through, some of the guys that are the top of the top in this industry. I know what I'm going through with different stores and rents and consignment and everything like that, and just overall sneaker market leveling out. And there's barely anything that you can buy now as like a new release that's reselling. So it's, you gotta, if you're gonna open something, I would say go small and figure out what your market is and just stick to only what like your market wants. Like I have a pretty big store here. I mean, we have so many different clothing brands here, a couple thousand shoes, and I could look at the last month of sales and be like, okay, a couple thousand shoes behind me, but only 62 different sneakers actually sold. Now, a lot of pairs out of those 62 sold, but it's tough. There's so much competition, even with all the stores that are closing and stuff now. You got competition amongst resellers that are just coming to the mall. What do they call them? Loopers now. So the people that just come in and just can go around to all the stores and just trying to find stuff on restocks and new releases and stuff. And you're dealing with people that don't have overhead. So I mean, I don't knock it. Sometimes I wish I was in their shoes. But somebody that doesn't have to pay a rent or have to pay staff or lights,
they can charge a lot less.
Comcast and cameras. I mean,
people don't realize all that stuff.
Yeah, hell, I just had to pay a fire inspector to come in here once a year if I get a fire inspection and my fire extinguisher is out of date, $100. Like, so simple things like that. Like, if you're an Instagram seller, a Facebook seller, somebody that can stay home and do it on eBay and the apps and stuff like that, and find a way to make money, I would say 100% do that.
Yeah, take advantage of the no fee.
Save all the expenses that
I like changed my mind. I know I was asking you about opening a sneaker store, but after seeing big sneaker stores I looked up to close and stuff, I'm like, wow. And hearing all the different rent prices and stuff like that.
Yeah, all these malls and stuff, man, they all got greedy. Like, everyone was down when COVID first started, and then everybody got that money and business went up. So all the landlords and malls and everything, they all saw the same thing. So they started upping their rents and stuff like that. So started pricing people out, because now we're in a time where we're not getting that money that we were getting 2-3 years ago. So you gotta either adapt or you gotta figure ways to restructure. If you got a landlord or leasing agents in the mall and other places willing to restructure, then you got a chance to survive. But if they're still expecting people to pay the money that they were paying during COVID and right after, then that's why you see a lot of these people going out of business.
Yeah, I saw an article that said Park City is like one of the most healthiest thriving malls in Pennsylvania or something. It said a lot of the malls were doing bad, but Park City was still doing very well. I don't know if you saw the article.
I didn't. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just thinking, like, for this area, for anyone that's familiar, Harrisburg East Mall just closed down. I mean, that was a very prevalent mall over the years. You got Exton Mall trash, Berkshire Mall trash, West Manchester Mall closed down. The next best mall around us is King of Prussia, which is way better than here. I wouldn't toot Park City's horn. I mean, there's many days in here where it's slow and foot traffic is slow and stuff like that. But when you're comparing Park City to anything around, I would say 75 to 100 miles, like Park City is pretty decent. I mean,
like if you walk to York Galleria, you can just count every closed store down. There's not many closed stores down here.
So I mean, it's okay. So I would like to be in like the JCPenney wing where Foot Locker and JD's at. Like, if I can get over there, foot traffic goes through there, food court's there, and then so many more stores for my target market. My audience is over there. So I mean, I got big space here, but if location is more important than the size of your space a lot of times. So.
That's important. Pay attention. Location is the main thing. Like,
big time.
It's probably why Cool Kicks does so well on Melrose Avenue. They have thousands of people walking up and down every day. Location's everything. Some of the best sellers are like foam runners and Panda Dunk Lows, Yeezy Slides, and stuff like that. That's what everybody is after nowadays. Simple, cheap shoes. Like, that's why I got rid of all my Travis Lows and stuff. No one's gonna pay $1,300 for a pair of sneakers.
That's tough. I used to focus on a lot of that high-end stuff. I mean, now you look in one of my display cases where I used to have nothing less than $1,000 in there. Now I have $500, $600 shoes and stuff going through there. Like, for us, like, a Panda obviously is the #1 seller. That's the same for most stores like mine. White Air Force Ones, we're killing it for a good couple of years now. Like, that you can get them at retail everywhere. We kind of got rid of them, went on to those. But OG colorways. I mean, the Bread 4s that just came out a week or two ago, we're killing those. Selling multiples of those every day. Reimagined 3s, Gratitude 11s and stuff like that. Thunder 4s, even though those two aren't like original colorways, like those are retros of popular colorways back in the day. So those seem to be doing well. 4s in general, 4s are probably our best selling model in the store. So
they're taking over.
Took over the 1s. They took over the 1s.
These, what do you think about these resale shops getting their own sneaker, like Amam and Year and stuff like that? Like, they started as a store that resells sneakers, and now they got to design their own Amam and Year Jordan. What if Jordan brand hit you up to make a heat check Jordan?
I mean, I'd be humbled. I would love to do something like that. Dude. I didn't know Amam and Year started as a resale store, so I mean, that's completely new to me. I had no idea, but to see that they have not just one shoe, but I mean a collection. I mean, my whole bottom shelf in that display case, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 12s, or 5s and 12s there. So it's like for them to have that kind of relationship,
It's crazy.
I mean, it's amazing. So to be able to design and do something like that, I know it's not really realistic for somebody like myself, but of course, I think that would be most people in my shoes, like a dream come true. So
Yeah.
be ready to do it. I know Sean Witherspoon with his store being like a resale shop out there, and
another one that got
him creating that shoe at Nike. So funny thing is, there's actually a shoe, a Nike Heat Check shoe that came out a couple years after I opened my stores. I think it was like a runner or something like that. But it was funny. They had a shirt that said Heat Check with a swoosh under it, and then
That's crazy.
there's an actual shoe called like Nike Heat Check. So
Yeah, that's
funny to see.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of people that get their own shoe, dude. A lot of people that aren't huge either, so you never know.
Yeah, I welcome it. So.
So I remember you said that Supreme Louis Vuitton collab, you said you copped a lot of stuff from there. You said you knew different NBA players. So which ones do you know? And how'd you meet them? What do you sell them and stuff like that?
Not just NBA players, NBA, NFL, MLB, all three of the major sports. We even got a couple big name soccer. We have Pele coming to our New York store. So having a store helps. Like here in Lancaster, I don't see too many of them. And we have LaShawn McCoy coming here, I think, once. Right after we opened, we did an event with Michael Vick. So with his manager and stuff like that, he connected me to like AI and a couple other people.
That's crazy.
PJ Tucker's been buying LeBron P's off me for like 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, it's every shoe, PJ Tucker. That's crazy.
And he'll buy from like a 13 to a 15. So
make it work.
Yeah. So another guy that's big into the LeBrons, especially the big size stuff that I sold to, Travis Kelce. He just won back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's crazy.
Jeff Teague, he retired a couple years ago, but when he was the point guard for the Hawks, one of my good friends, Lamar Patterson, playing for the Hawks, he connected me with Teague out there. So there's a couple times I literally hand-deliver shoes to them before the game. Raymond Felton, a couple other guys. Shaden Sharp came into the store recently from the Blazers and bought stuff from us. We had a handful of people. I mean, we had Adam Sandler coming to the store at King of Prussia.
Adam Sandler, that's crazy.
He's a big sneakerhead. Vlad Guerrero, one of the biggest baseball names out there. Bryce Harper's another one. And I mean, there's been a handful of people that we actually have bought shoes from over the years as well. Like once players retire, different guys that have Jordan contracts, basketball, football players, and baseball players, like they're getting tons of shit. They're getting all their PEs, and on top of their PEs, they get every single Jordan shoe that comes out. So like they get boxes every week, and it's not just all retros. They're getting the bullshit, the Spizikes, the Troners, so stuff like that. Like you reach out to someone that's connected to them, an agent, a family member, or something like that, and you build a connection and be able to do business one way or another. So I mean, that's
crazy.
Having the stores and stuff just helps legitimize myself, my partner, to be able to be in situations like that where we can buy and sell to some of these athletes and celebrities.
Yeah, and having it for so long. You said you started 2 years before I was born. I was born in '98, dude.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
2 years before I was
older.
It's crazy, yeah. One of the vets.
10 years old, man.
Crazy. He has the best shoes and all the heat out at 169 Park City Center in Lancaster, PA at Park City Mall.
Yeah, round one wing, big arcade, bowling alley right there in front of us.
Yep, just follow the bowling pins. You'll see them all over the mall.
Yep.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for doing it, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Yep.
If we get this video to 500 likes, he's gonna let me come back and be a fake employee for the day and prank all the customers. Smash that like button right now. Let's run this video up, and I'm gonna go back and prank everyone. And if you want to get the best sneaker bags out right now to carry your shoes in so they never touch each other, go to creaseguards.com and use my code RQC50, and you'll get half off the best bags out. Make sure to go check out the Heat Check in Park City Mall located in Lancaster, PA, and tell them Brian sent you. Alright everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!